In this video, we will be unboxing and showing you how we installed this Midea 6000 BTU window air conditioner. It was a pretty straightforward installation, but we did run into a few issues with the window layout, which we will get into later in this video. As we were getting ready to start unboxing, we noticed the instructions in the bottom right hand corner said that if the unit is placed on its side, it needs to be set upright and left for 2 hours before turning it on. Since our AC unit was delivered on its side, we decided to wait and let it sit upright for the full 2 hours before starting.
2 hours later.
We purchased this AC unit for my son's room because his room runs hot all the time and it gets even worse during the summer. He also has a computer in his room that gives off extra heat, so leaving the fan running all day just isn't cutting it anymore, which is why we got him this. Everything is organized and neatly packed on top, which is nice. This is the instruction manual along with a bag with extra set of drain plugs, a white remote control with a pair of AAA batteries, 2 pieces of white sidearm foam. This is the main white bracket that contains 2 hardware bags that are taped to it. These are extension arm brackets that come in various sizes. Once you've removed and gathered all of your items, this big white piece of foam easily slides out. Wedged in the middle of the AC, you'll see another small white foam that contains your window sash foam, gray adhesive sealing foam, 5 strips of bracket sealing foam, and additional adhesive side arm foam. First thing we are doing is measuring our window, which is a total of 31 inches. Next, we are marking the center of our windowsill so we can make sure to position our AC in the center. Now that that's done, we are removing the tape from the main bracket so we can get ready to install it on the window. Because our window measured at 31 inches wide, we are using the long extension arm, but if your window is shorter and falls between 22 to 26 inches, then you'll go with the short extension arm. To attach your right extension arm, all you gotta do is pull the gray spring pin outward and slide the arm in. We're getting ready to install the main bracket, so we're trying to extend the legs, and to adjust them, there are 2 gray pins on each side of them. Simply squeeze the pins together and slide the legs back and forth until you have it positioned to where you need it. As we were trying to secure the bracket to the window, we noticed that it wasn't sitting flush against the windowsill. There was about a 1/2 inch gap between the bracket and the sill, which we needed to fix before moving forward with the installation. That's when we headed to Home Depot and picked up a 1/2 inch strip of wood. We cut it to the length of the window and secured it directly to the windowsill. In doing so, we'll give the bracket a solid level surface to sit on. Now we're grabbing the bracket and placing it to where we want it. Once we were happy with the placement, we used the level to make sure there was a slight decline toward the back of the unit. This is important because it allows water to drain properly from the AC unit. There were some concerns with improper drainage and potential mold growth with some of the previous models, so making sure the unit has the proper angle is a crucial step. Once we had the bracket positioned correctly and confirmed the angle with the level, we drilled the screws through the extension arms to secure the bracket firmly in place. We also drilled screws into the sides of the bracket to provide additional support. One thing we forgot to do before placing the AC unit onto the bracket was to add the weather seal foam underneath. So we're going to show you that step now. The AC unit does come with its own sealing foam, but we wanted something a little thicker to help fill the gap. So we purchased some additional weather seal foam. The brand is from Frost King, and we added it underneath the unit before continuing with the installation. However, if you don't have extra thicker foam, that's completely fine. If you notice any small gaps underneath the unit after installation, you can simply use the foam that comes included with it to fill them in. Now we're ready to install the AC unit. Ideally for this part, I would recommend having a second person help you move and position the AC unit because it is quite heavy. Once the AC unit is positioned, slide it into place, making sure the brackets line up with the openings underneath the unit. Next, fold down both side arm hinges from the slot. Remove the blue tape from each side near the slots. Remove the screws from the anti-tip arm slot and make sure to set aside for later. We're measuring each side to determine the distance from the side arm hinges to the window. We'll use these measurements to cut the white foam insulation to the appropriate size so that it fits and fills any gaps. As we slid the white foam into place, you can see it was sitting too low. So we're adding an extra layer of adhesive foam to create some additional height and bring it up to proper position. As we closed the window, we noticed there was still a small gap. So we're adding the gray adhesive weather seal foam along the bottom of the sliding window pane to help close the gap and create a tighter seal. There are two thin white brackets that we slide out on each side and position over the white foam. Using the two screws we set aside earlier, we'll drill them in to secure the brackets in place. With the window sash foam that came with the AC, we're now filling in the gaps above the window to provide additional insulation and help create a more complete seal around the entire AC unit. There are window locks located on the back of the AC, which is an important security feature. Once extended, they prevent the window from being lifted or pushed up from the outside. Now the fun part, testing out this AC. The power plug has a built-in breaker, which is nice. These are the front louvers, which allow you to adjust the direction of the airflow so you can aim the cool air exactly where you want it. By pulling the front grille down, you can access the filter, which can easily be maintained and removed for cleaning. To reinstall the filters, simply slide it back into the side channels and pop it back into place. We've been playing with this and had it running for a few minutes, and it instantly cooled down the room. I have to say, I really like the remote that comes with this. It has a nice size digital display, it's sleek, modern design, and it gives you access to all of the same controls on the unit. Overall, we're really happy with this AC unit. The installation was pretty straightforward. It cooled the room quickly, and I just love how there's multiple ways to control it, whether you use the buttons on the unit, the remote, or the app. If you're looking for a window AC unit that's powerful, quiet, and easy to use, I definitely recommend checking this one out.